when my safety and my family's safety start coming into play, that's where I draw the line at. But what can't happen is when my family or the restaurants or anybody's safety start coming into play. It's absolutely overboard.
All right, so Keith Lee, he's this food critic, travels around, he does like the food reviews and stuff, and he's overall a pretty good guy, from what I could tell. You know, I like seeing God-based men, they talk that Christ, you know, they bless people in any way they can. And he always shows that in his content. So sometimes he'll travel from city to city and he'll do food reviews. So I guess Atlanta, right? The only place where you can find the BBW with the BBC and the BBL, according to Life and Scars anyway. He went down there to do some food reviews. And before then, you would see a lot of people like say, I guess a lot of the brothers and sisters down in Atlanta is really on some, they think their product is better than what it is. And I feel like you be seeing that a lot with some black owned stuff where it's like it really ain't as high quality as some people want to pretend it is, but because it's black owned, we gotta support it. And we can't really say like, should I be spending $130 on a hoodie that might be a $30 quality hoodie? No. But because everybody trying to get out the mud, trying to get their own business started, you got to drop the 130, right? It's that type of ordeal. So with that, tying that around to like restaurants, I guess people thinking it's some 5-star restaurant or they want to portray themselves as it being like a 5-star restaurant thing. Like you got to have it. But then the customer service ain't 5-star. It may be undesirable in terms of the way they treat you, where it's like, man, you know, I'm the one spending $1 here and you gonna spit in my face like this? You gonna treat me like this? So he went down there and there were 2 restaurants in question that he went to that what he usually does is because he doesn't want to get a special treatment, he'll order it from a fake name. He'll send his mother and his wife in to get the food and then he'll try out the food that way. So he can have an authentic review. So, you know, if I order wings from Wingstop, like say you say to me, Rob, Wingstop fire, they wings like that. And then I order the wings from Wingstop and the wings are indeed not like that. And I'm a open-minded guy. You know, if I have one bad experience, I say, you know what, let me try it a couple of times just to see if it was like, maybe it was just this time or maybe it was all the time. So I'll order the Wingstop multiple times and it's just trash multiple times, right? To the point I'm saying like, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe it's this one. You know, that's how I usually do food. Like, unless it ain't no roach on top of the burger, I open the top of the bun, the roach like hitting his head, looking me in my eye, talking about take a bite into me, Big Daddy. I try particular foods again, maybe from a different place or something like that. So he went to Real Milk and Honey. He went to Atlantic Breakfast Club. He sends his wife and his mama in to get the food. Both of those places, I guess, thought they were more prestigious than to send the food out to his wife and his mama. So they like, I think if I remember correctly, Real Milk and Honey was open, but they started doing the deep cleaning, which they couldn't wait till the store closed to do the deep cleaning. They doing it during official hours, I guess. And they turned the wife and the mama away. But then when Keith Lee come up in there, now they want to cook. Everybody want to go in the back and be on some chef stuff, right? Like, make it make sense to me. Like, that don't really make no sense. And then he respectfully declined. Now, when he goes and he does his review, which he's like doing the review, he's like, you can see I ain't got no food in my hand. That's when everybody want to panic. Everybody, you know, you get in some of the Ocho Cincos that they honestly believe in their heart that, and you see this amongst like our people quite a bit, where some brothers and sisters believe that you should just blindly support other brothers and sisters. And if you got to give criticism, just sit down and shut up. Like, you sit down and you shut up and you tell your master to come out here and deal with this. Like on some Louis Farrakhan, that's how they want you to behave. Which, I'm be honest with you, like, I feel like I see that sentiment so much with certain things with the brothers and sisters that myself, I've sat down and I've shut up. I'm not going to go get my master, but I've sat down, I've shut up. I'm Thanos at the end of Infinity War. I'm just looking over a graceful universe. That's just what I'm doing. Brother Keith Lee does not do that. So he still gave his review. And as you can imagine, because like this dude got the juice, like people watch his stuff. Like he's gone to these small restaurants, like food trucks. He's done a review on their product. He recently just did one with a guy in Las Vegas that has a little chicken wing place. And he said when the dude saw him, he locked eyes with him like he had seen a ghost or something. Like, hey, yo, man. And the dude, and it was a very nice conversation he had with the brother, because it was like the dude wanted to reach out to him, but he was trying to make sure that his stuff was right and set up before Keith came through and potentially did a proper review. But he still, I mean, the dude still got a good review. If I was over in Las Vegas, I would try the wings. I like wings here and there. Like, I would try the wings out myself, right? So you see him like bless people in that way. Even sometimes, like, cause man, Atlanta, this kind of made me scratch my head, like, cause the thing that's interesting about TikTok, you would see one vid like do well, you can see it in everybody's algorithm, so everybody is like talking about it. So there would be a lot of Atlanta people down there that are detailing their experiences with the different restaurants in the Atlanta area. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like if I'm going down to Atlanta, I'm better off going to a grocery store and cooking all my food than going out to a restaurant if you having all these rules. I'm gonna be real. I went to a restaurant on my birthday. I go to this little Korean barbecue joint, and the Korean barbecue joint now versus like back then has rules. And when the lady was explaining the rules to us, I'm looking at the rules like, who in here was acting up that they got all these rules now? Like, you can't order more than this. You can't be here more than, I'm never sitting down in a restaurant more than 90 minutes first off, but who in here really showed out eating that much that they had to come up with these rule sets to get people in and out the door? But personally, this is where I feel like it's a little weird, right? Like, I'm not mad at them for making rules, but I feel like if there's all these rules, I'm sitting there thinking like, man, I go to the little H Mart, that's the little Asian joint. I go to the little H Mart, buy me some bulgogi, throw that on the little skillet and cook that up in the crib with some soy sauce and just have the Korean barbecue at home, because the rules low key annoy me. It's like I know y'all niggas ain't seen me in a little bit, but I'm sitting there thinking like, I done been in here 20-30 times in this KBBQ place. Y'all got these stupid rules, y'all ain't never gonna see me again. They ain't gotta worry, probably to them all niggas look the same anyway, so they ain't gotta worry about seeing me again. But that's what I thought to myself. I was like, man, this is the last time I'm gonna order up in here, plus the prices done went up anyway. So it's like when I be seeing them rules, and then you see some of the rules, you would hear some of the rules from these people explaining their interactions in Atlanta, and it really is some head scratching stuff. Like, one place, I think when they were explaining it from a lady's video I watched, they couldn't take orders until everybody sat down. Then you had to order all at once. You couldn't add extra to the bill. It's like, what is like, who is acting up in these restaurants that they're coming up with these very, very specific rules? So the sad part about this story, right? The two sad parts that be making me like, it make me scratch my face up just a tiny bit. The first one is the Ocho Cinco ankle, which you get the Ocho Cinco chrome dome head ass, my chrome dome brother, and we both bald. He up there and he's taking the point that, some brothers and sisters be on, that if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But if you've ever really watched the Keith Lee, it's not like, man, this is trash. Whoever cooked this, they need to take the cookout back and put a round in his head. He's not saying anything like that. He's just giving a detail like, hey, like this is a very real eyebrow raising thing. So for example, he went to a restaurant, he sat down, the guy was over the top with the customer service. He wants to give the guy a band. He goes to like try to add the tip one, I guess, through the cashier. And then the manager says something slick like, is this band for everybody? Essentially, hey, I know you about to give Walter over there, your waiter, the band, but we gonna break that band down and we all taking home 200. So he said, okay, give everybody break the band up between everybody. But then he talked to Walter outside and he gave Walter another band just off the strength of his customer service skills. It's stuff like that. And he critiques saying like, man, this band was for Walter. This band wasn't for y'all. Like, I appreciate the cooking and the meal, but he went over and beyond to make your establishment look good and would make me want to recommend this establishment. But you see how when he adds on that little extra, it's just a little slight criticism. It's nothing negative, but I feel like that should be known. Like, hey man, you come in here, you try to tip too big, they gonna be trying to cut back from waiters, and the waiters always be saying, they the first ones on the anti-work joint that be saying that people don't be tipping enough and stuff. But he still gave Walt to the man. He dapped him up, you know, hit him with the God plus, gave him a hug. And I think that's like, I think that's beautiful to see, man. I think that's beautiful that he has a platform like that, and that's how he's using it, right? So you got experiences like that. Then there's like another experience where it's like, I remember he gave the lady was crying. He broke it down. He's like, I appreciate her. I appreciate you. I think he gave her 2 bands. Like, the dude be blessing people for real when he show up to your restaurant. And then it's so cool to see that the community start to support those establishments that they may not have known about. So then you seeing people like Ocho Cinco do the, if you ain't got nothing good to say, then don't say nothing at all. And the problem with that is you already see that nowadays, because that's a mindset that some people do with their content. Like, they don't want to spread the negativity or feel like they're being toxic, so they only try to give the positive opinion. But we got a special word for those brothers and sisters. We be calling them shills, because they can't keep it a stack. We ain't saying you got to destroy, go in there like on some Johnny Silverhand, like I got a nuke for Arasaka, don't even worry about the building. Like, we're not saying you got to do all that. We're just saying, you know, like if Walter act like, you know, when I asked for an extra glass of water, if he turned up his nose or something like that, and he was walking like something was in his butt or something because he upset and I asked for an extra glass of water, I would like to know that. I would like to know, maybe I shouldn't go during when Walter is doing the weigh-in, and maybe I should go when Andrew's doing the weigh-in, or Valerie. Maybe that's sort of better times to show up, you know what I'm saying? Like, but so Ocho Cinco got on him for that. He was talking to Shannon Sharp. I think it was just ignorance on his part. I just, you know, sometimes, right, you just have a hater that they just see what you're doing, they don't like what you're doing, and they just gonna give their opinion. and I think that's what he was doing. And then the real sad part is people sending death threats out to this family saying, I guess you're not behaving in the way that I like you to, Keith. So now I'm activating Operation Destroy. It's like, what is going on, man? You threatening the dude's family because he might have critiqued. And I cannot stress this enough. You really should go just watch one review, right? In your free time, just type in Keith Lee, watch one review. It is so far from negative to the point where you're like, okay, he sent his family in to get food. You guys turned the family away. But then when he walks in, you want to give him the king treatment. You want to wash the royal penis. Make it make sense. What if he can't send his wife and his mama in with smiles to get the food? Why would they want to sit down and eat the pancake breakfast after you realize it's him that was sitting in the car the whole time? Like, it would not make me want to eat there. Like, if I gotta walk in to get something and you got other people that are in line maybe waiting, you try and jump me to the front of the line, give me the presidential experience, and I'm just trying to consume food like everybody else, but you want it to look good because you know the power of my voice. It's head scratching. It doesn't make me. It's doing the opposite of what you think it's going to do. So he's postponed the rest of his Atlanta reviews and going to some of these other, I guess, Atlanta breakfast places and restaurants, because now niggas pretty much saying like, hey man, if you're not saying what we want you to say, don't worry, we got something for that too. So what you want to do, Playboy? It's like it is so ghetto. It's ghetto and backwards, and it's sad. But hey, it is what it is, man. You know, people behaving in that manner would just do more damage, because I'm sure there's a smaller place out there that may need to just get its eyes, that may need to get some attention on it. Like he could bring that attention, and some people being salty because maybe their restaurant didn't behave in the best manner or give the best customer service. It's just going to mess it up, and essentially it's going to put a veil over the whole city and the way people view eating there when they go out. But anyways, man, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like niggas should just support? Like, do you feel like just show me love? Don't keep your opinion to yourself. Or are you one of those, if the customer service ain't the best, telling your experience? I'm more so the latter, but I feel like I hear so many people do the former that I've just learned to say like, hey man, I'm gonna shut up, because I don't feel like going back and forth with it. That's my thoughts on it. But anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Everybody have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon.